Intel Core Ultra 5245K Arrow Lake 14-core CPU benchmarked 6% faster than 14600K, runs cool and consumes up to 160 watts. The latest benchmarks of Intel's Core Ultra 5245K Arrow Lake desktop CPU have leaked out, showcasing a nominal performance increase over the 14600K. Intel's Core Ultra 5245K Arrow Lake CPU features 6% uplift over 14600K, runs cool and consumes lower power to the latest benchmarks of the Intel Core Ultra 5245K Arrow Lake desktop CPU have been shared by ECSM_official on the social platform, X. The benchmark shows us the performance of the chip within the CPU-Z benchmark, and the leaker also gives us a teaser of the temperatures and power input of the chip itself. Intel Core Ultra 5245K 14-core, 14-thread CPU. The Intel Core Ultra 5245K Arrow Lake desktop CPU retains its 6P core and 8E core design for 14 cores and 14 threads with 24 MB of L3 cache and 26 MB of L2 cache for a total of 50 MB cache pool. The base clocks are set at 4.2 GHz for the P cores and 3.6 GHz for the E cores, while the boost clocks are set at 5.2 GHz for the P cores and 4.6 GHz for the E cores. Core Ultra 5245K, 14-core, 14-thread, 4.2 to 5.2 GHz, 24 MB L3, 26 MB L2, 125 watts to 159 watts. Core i5-14600K, 14-core, 20-thread, 3.5 to 5.3 GHz, 24 MB L3, 20 MB L2, 125 watts to 181 watts. In terms of performance, the CPU scored 850.6 points in the single-core and 10,907.1 points in the multi-core tests. When compared to the Intel Core i5-14600K, the Core Ultra 5245K loses in the single-core tests by a bit, -2.6%, but in multi-core tests, it leads by 6%. The CPU is also faster than the Ryzen 7 9700X and comes close to the Ryzen 9 7900X in this particular benchmark. The Core i5-14600K does have the clock speed advantage of 100 MHz and also features 20 threads, 43% more than the Ultra 5245K. It is a decent result, but we don't know if the chip was running at its baseline of performance profile and what other testing parameters were, such as the memory, motherboard, BIOS, etc. We can expect final results for the Core Ultra 5245K to be in the double-digit range in terms of multi-core pref on the final retail silicon as showcased in earlier benchmark leaks. In addition to the performance, ECSM also talks about this particular score being on the low side due to a 100 to 200 MHz clock difference and improper optimizations. The chip is said to be using a TSMC N3B process node and reached a maximum temperature of 64 C with a maximum power of 160 watts, which is within its MTP range of 159 watts. The cooling used was a normal 360mm AIO design. The power consumption is said to be abnormal, and with final microcode patches and BIOS, the power consumption should be even lower in this test and the performance should be better. Overall, if the Core Ultra 5245K manages to beat the Core i5-14600K with a double-digit gain and offers lower power consumption while running cooler, that would be great. Plus, 14600K already delivers competitive performance against AMD's Zen 5 Ryzen 9000 offerings, so Core Ultra 5245K will only extend that competitive nature while offering better multi-threading capabilities versus the Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7 Zen 5 inches offerings. The Intel Arrow Lake CPUs launch on the 24th of October alongside the next Gen Z890 motherboard, so stay tuned for more information.